About 24 and a half years ago, working on the Lansdowne campus, a position became available on the Interurban campus. And I chatted with a couple of people and asked them, you know, where is this campus? I was still very new to town and to Lansdowne. So I asked a couple of people, oh, where could Interurban be? And they said to me, oh, way in the boonies out there. Well, I got the position, which was nice, and then got to learn, get to know the people, and we were like a family back then. There was a very small campus. I guess that's why they said it was way out in the boonies. So all there was the, I guess, 3 trades building. The cafeteria, not as big as it is, it's been expanded now. And then there was the Jack White and John Drysdale, and then the main building, which was right by the basketball courts. So that was like the administration building, and it was a few portables, I guess, stacked together somehow. Very few people, a very small campus, and a few portables scattered around. Very few women. I remember we were just maybe a dozen or so women. You know, being a trades campus, it was mainly male dominated. Yeah, so got to know the people, and in no time, in about 3-4 years, that's when the bigger buildings were getting built and stuff like that. So I've seen it really grow, and the population, staff members and all that have really grown. So, and I see it still growing, so pretty good.
The students themselves, definitely, of course, coming from the early 90s till 2010, 2014 it is now. I think the students earlier on came from sort of, they were late baby boomers or early X generation, and they were much more, shall I say, self-sufficient, or they tended to be a little more, not that they're not eager now, but a lot of the students are definitely need a little bit more assistance, I find. Not all of them, but some of them do. And I think with all the X, Y, Z generations, there's a lot more diversity now as well. There's huge diversity. In the beginning, I think when you look on campus, the majority of the students were Caucasian. And now there's very few Caucasian when you walk across the campus, and I think that's just fabulous. So with that, it's brought in lots of different ideas and you know, cultures, which has just been an amazing change.
The most significant change at Camosun since I started, we used to do a lot of manual drafting. Now everything is done on computer. So the biggest change is the students, for a long time, they lacked computer skills. Now they come in quite computer literate in some areas, and much more enjoyable. You can deliver more information in a short time, but you still have to slow the student down to learn. So the biggest change is now everybody comes with a tablet or a personal computer, and they sit down. The computer programs that we're using allow them to do much, much more. What used to take me 2 weeks of manual design, we can do in a few days. And the students go from, in the learning process, say 3 months of hard work, they could, at the end of the course, design that highway with intersections and in-ground services in probably a week and a half to 2. So going back to when I was a manual draftsman, 40-some years ago till now, big change.
The most significant change at Camosun for me in the office, I would say, is not using a typewriter anymore. I miss my typewriter. It didn't ask me for a file name or anything. It was very easy, but just the technology has been huge. Going from that type of an environment in the office to everything is technology, and SharePoint and Colleague and all of the programs that we use now, they're the daily conversation. So even as a student, the technology has been huge. Before, you would go to the library and look up texts, books, films, microfiche, all of that. But now it's online. The advantages of having that at your fingertips has been huge, huge resource for students. to be able to research online as opposed to the old days. So as a student, and I've been a student for a long time, and I will continue to be a student, I have noticed that huge change, very significant.
For myself, the personal change was really connecting with parents who bring their children to Camosun College, and identifying that it's not just the face of the student that comes to Camosun. There's other faces that are involved. There's the parents that are wanting their children to succeed. There's the parents who want their kids to be part of the community. And to experience that as a Camosun employee and a parent of a child coming through the system, it was an awakening for me. And I feel very proud to be part of Camosun because of what we do and the lengths that we go to making sure our kids are successful and part of our community.